Mr. Niraj Doshi. Mr. Niraj got his international experience with one of the top firms of the world, Foster and Partners, London. He has worked on projects in the US, Denmark, China, Riyadh, UK, Ireland, and India. His experience is very diverse, from high-rise towers and airport projects to an elephant enclosure in a zoo. Currently, he's working in Pune with a vision to build a design organization and involve dynamic international partners. His designs are backed by strong research and a commitment to sustainable design practices, providing solutions with a global insight within a local context. So, let's welcome Mr. Niraj Doshi.
When I came back from UK, I had very little money saved to start my own firm. So in a way, we started this firm. You can see an image where whole my office, our NDDC staff, we started operating from this beautiful terrace space. And if you see, so it's connected to apartment actually. So earlier, the apartment was given on rent to get basic money, and the whole office was on a terrace. You can see the terrace is sloping towards south. So it's sloping inwards actually, which it should be sloping outwards. And literally we started working from this fabulous space. And all the energy that was required for this space was generated through the solar panels, which are placed on top of the roof. Of course, that's not 21 degrees here. I was making myself guinea pig to really see the efficiency of the solar panels, but we kind of really consuming it properly in the 6 kilowatt system. And because of that, we had a kind of a skylight on the southern side also. So we don't get the whole space completely. You can see a skylight running along the wall. So we were getting light from there. Then we use some natural materials like jute for the ceiling, and in the composition with a mist system around the office with lots of plantation. We kind of are very still comfortable. I mean, this was done almost in 2011, and we still haven't changed anything here. All the staff is really comfortable with this kind of environment. So this was kind of a start of our experiments with solar and terrace experience out of economical constraints. Now we have the internal space also. You can see the office which are expanded inside also. So this whole experiment starts. So then I decided whatever money I have saved, we definitely need to make myself a guinea pig and create a bigger kind of experiment so that I can show it to other clients, because the clients are not very keen to go for this huge expense. So I literally made this project by myself. Instead of doing any investment, I spent all my money saved in UK on this project. So you can see this is a larger terrace of the building, which is almost 2,000 square feet. And you can see there is almost 12 kilowatts solar system placed on the roof. Below you can see there are a lot of small square boxes, which are basically, we started growing our own food for the office. So this terrace is above co-working space, and we had our co-working space started in 1995. So we were kind of very, there were only 5 co-working spaces in Pune at that time. This is in Pune, by the way. So we thought we will have an amenity space for all these people to come up, have their lunch or have their coffee. At the same time, they will see all the food which is growing next to it. So this is kind of a space which was created. You can see all those blue boxes are nothing but those crates which we get for the milk transport or things like that, which were used for plantation. So it can be easily, it's kind of a modular agricultural system which you can use easily. Above you can see at the 21 degrees solar panels fixed throughout, but there is a gap in between, because we realized if we don't clean the solar panels regularly, weekly, your generation drops almost 5 to 6 units. So we decided to keep a gap, so there is a person who goes up, cleans the panels. At the same time, you get not full sunlight for the plantation, but the sunlight is dropped to 50%. Otherwise, it was too much sun for a lot of delicate plants. But at the same time, you can see this is kind of a space which we would like to have where we can go up, have a tea, coffee, and see the plantation which is growing next to us. And literally, I can tell you, all my salads is my cherry tomatoes, cucumbers, everything is coming through this. I don't have finished images of this project, but I will show you a few images which are under construction kind of images. So you can see a huge structure which was placed above a building. Of course, I had to consult with a structural engineer. As Pandya sir said, as soon as you lift the solar panels, you get this amazing space to be used for a lot of functionalities. We used it for agriculture and small amenity spaces. In between, you can see these all blue crates which are kind of getting ready to be placed in between the structures. Even the structural system, you will see it's kind of modular, so they can be placed very well like a plug and play kind of a agricultural system. With this solar panel above, we are allowing the rain to come down. And then you can see whatever the panels were done for the walkway, all those were pine wood. So we started trying using recycled material. This is all packaging wood. So we realized we have to dust it down, sand it down. So you can see the sanding machine next to it. And there is a huge amount of sawdust which was created out of it. Then I had a chat with a couple of horticulturists. They said you can use this sawdust as your planting material rather than throwing it out. So that was a really amazing thing. Okay, we said, okay, let's try it if they can grow. So we use that as a planting material, but that planting material does not have any vitamins or the basically all the elements which we need for the growth of a plant. So then we decided to have a geo-watering system below all these crates. So you can see all this jumble. These are all experiments we were doing in the office. I was kind of excited to try things out. So normally you have a sprinkler system, but most of the water is evaporated through the heat, or then you have a drip system. In that also water is evaporated. But if you have a geo-watering system, which is nothing but water is flowing below the crates and all your effluents is added, pH is added to that. So you get all your nutrients from that water, and that sawdust just becomes your planting material. And of course, it was all experiments, and I'm not from agriculture, I'm from architecture, but this really led me to the fact that the terraces could be such exciting places with solar panel above to allow us to play around with a lot of other things. Going to the architectural project, this is in Mahad. So most of my projects are around Pune, where, as Yatin sir said, 21-degree solar panel towards the south is the best kind of orientation. So every building started having, because of these two terraces, clients started getting influenced. They liked our office, they liked this plantation space. So every client kind of said, okay, we want our terrace also to be nice, okay, and have solar energy. So every project we tried to consume as much area of a terrace to generate solar panel, to generate electricity through solar panels. So you can see here the small pointy things coming out, which started becoming a kind of element of architecture in our project. You see that in section throughout above the terrace, these are all at the 21 degrees. And this is almost like a factory shed above, but you wouldn't notice them from below. Below you have these beautiful wooden ceilings, which has got a kind of a louvered structure in between. So you get this filtered light coming in. At the same time, air extracts through it. So in a way, if you see, it's a beautiful orientation that the solar panel is sloping towards south. So you get a certain vertical height towards north, which gives amazing north light into the space below, which is not too harsh, and it is really nice, and it's kind of a uniform throughout the floor. At the same time, because this kind of a profile of roof, the way wind flows above it, it creates a negative pressure because of the aerodynamic nature of it. As soon as it creates a negative pressure in the tip of it, it also sucks out the air from the terrace below. So in a way, it generates airflow through the roof and through the terrace, keeping the temperature of the terrace also good. So in a way, if you see this slide, it started becoming a system, and we detailed out this system architecturally and structurally so that we can use it on further projects. And then slowly started becoming a kind of a product design kind of a architectural element, which started coming to the other projects also. Here, this is the other project in Mahad, where you can see the similar kind of roof profile going above and the detailing, which creates a beautiful terrace on top. Here, this is office building in Pune. Here also you can see the roof plan, where you can see those solar panels and north light windows, which is giving nice uniform light for the terrace space. There they wanted to do a conference room there. Now that the TDRs are quite cheap because of the metro construction going on, so everybody started putting some kind of barriers on the wall also, because they bought that TDR and they can start enclosing these spaces also now. This was a concept developed for a Vashi mall. So the mall is not working in Vashi. So we proposed to have these huge roofs and a big courtyards where there could be a landscape, and to create a community office co-working space where the food can be grown into these small courtyards, and there will be restaurants which will be using, or not restaurants, or the cafes which will be using food from those courtyard to create to be in their salads or whatever it is, or sandwiches or things like that. This has not gone ahead very well, but this was kind of a very good concept where the mall, which is not working, can be converted into a very sustainable office community. This is also in Mahad. Here you can see the architectural form started changing, because on the south side we made the whole roof going towards south, and it created a nice 1.5 kind of a double height spaces for the bedroom, and again a double height space for the terraces for the lower floor. So it's because of that 21-degree, it started giving a different kind of a form to architecture, which was kind of exciting. Here you can see the whole roof of this is a entrance office for a bungalow project. And here also we are developed this whole office in RRR principles, where reduce, reuse, recycle, all materials are as much as recycled, where there are containers and the wood which is reused from the packaging and things like that. And we decided to make the whole roof towards south. Okay, and a nice cantilever, so the whole space can be used for the solar panels. So here also you can see one more change in architecture because of getting as much solar as possible. This is a twin container unit which we are manufacturing now. Twin container, here also there is a clear story simple roof, and the southern side is 21 degrees, so it generates good amount of solar panels, so solar energy for itself. This is a house which is on Sinhagad Hills. Here also you can see the perimeter roofs are nice overhanging to give you a nice shading towards the south-southwest, but in between roof is popped up, and again it's facing towards south. So you can see it's exactly 21 degrees towards south. It generates good amount of solar, sufficient for that house. And it's got overhangs to shade the other places, and it also gives this beautiful north light which lights the central passages of the house. So the whole language of the architecture started changing because of this clear 21 degree of solar panel required around this area. You can see the architecture of that. And at last, but not the least, now even big mansions which are not actually sustainable in terms of a lot of build space for few family members, but still we try to push as much as elements into this as possible. So this beautiful mansion, you can still see on the roof those pointy solar panels coming out. Here what we did was we integrated the energy of solar to work. So we said the whole house can be cooled down by evaporative cooling system, okay, and stack effects. So there are triple height stack effects with the glass canopies to create hot air, and the it generates the stack effect. At the same time, the whole evaporative cooling system throwing the cold air. You can see the arrows for the cold air, which is throwing at the lower level. And all this system can be run throughout day or throughout a year through solar panels. So in certain project, we try to make sure at least certain elements of the house which are continuously working on the solar panels. But most of the time we try to push for the whole electricity in net zero principle has to be generated by the solar panel for that house. So this is the way you can see all the architecture, the way it's evolving through, because our insistence in using solar panels in every project. I think I will stop there. Thank you. Thank you very much.